Today I'm going to be breaking down the top 3 strategies you can use at Townhall 8 to 3-star in hard mode. So these are the 3 armies you guys can see on screen right here. We have Goho, we have Zap Dragons, and we have Go Va. Now all of these are really strong in their own ways. So what we're going to do is we're going to break down some of the bases you want to look out for and the specific strategies you want to use on those bases. So the first strategy we're going to be breaking down is going to be Zap Dragons. Now if you can find the correct base for this strategy, you're going to 3-star it. There is no doubt in my mind you will easily 3-star it even in hard mode, because what we're looking for is 2 air defenses fairly close together. And you'll see on this specific base example we have 1 air defense here and 1 air defense here, and that means it is going to be close enough for an earthquake spell to reach. But before we go any further, there is one really important thing you need to keep in mind, and that is that you bring the earthquake spell in your clan castle, because the earthquake spell needs to be level 4. If it's anything less, then 3 lightning spells with the earthquake will not be able to take down an air defense. So it's very important you bring that earthquake spell at level 4 in your clan castle, because it then means the 3 lightning spells are going to be able to take down the air defenses. So we'll take a look at this in action in a second, but we're going to actually start off this attack by creating the funnel. Typically I don't like to start off by using earthquake spells or zaps. I actually like to start the attack before I do that. Sometimes this can be a little bit more stressful, but from playing at higher town halls, sometimes time is a big factor, so getting your troops into the base usually is going to be a good thing. But at these earlier town halls, if you want to use those zaps or earthquake spells first, you're absolutely more than entitled to do so, because it means, yeah, you're not really going to have too much trouble with time. So let's go ahead and we will click play and watch this attack. Actually going to kick things off with a dragon and my barbarian king. The aim with the barbarian king is to push him down to this right hand side to make sure we clear all this section and keep the dragons in the core of the base. And moving over, we pretty much do the exact same thing on this left hand side. We're going to use a cocoa loon there just to test for any seeking air mines, and then a dragon in again just to create that funnel. And now we are going to just watch out for this earthquake spell and zaps. Here it is, earthquake right in the middle. We're going to lightning and we're going to lightning, grabbing as much value as we possibly can. It's very important you don't just lightning the air defense. You want to catch as many other buildings as you can, and you'll see I managed to take down a lot of structures there. Unfortunately we did miss the air sweeper, but that's not the end of the world, because we're of course coming in from this top left hand side behind the sweeper. If you are going into a base into the sweeper though, I would be very careful, because it can cause you some issues. But continuing on with this attack, we're just going to use another dragon down here. Again, funneling is important, so we're going to make sure we do it as best as we can. And the clan castle of choice is going to be a dragon rider, because it absolutely crushes defenses here at Townhall 8. Poison going to come in there. That was our last spell choice after the lightnings and earthquake. We just have a poison to help us get through that enemy clan castle and potentially any air skeletons as well. But you will see the dragons now starting to push into the core of the base. King's ability going to be used over towards this right hand side. Again, he's done a wonderful job keeping those dragons contained into the core of the base. You'll see unfortunately this dragon rider does actually go out in front, but this doesn't matter because there is hardly any defenses left on the back end of this base to actually do any damage to it, because we've already cleared out those air defenses with those lightning spells of course at the start, and now the dragons are basically just clean up troops, and the dragon rider is running rampage on this base, completely wiping everything out. And you'll see this is absolutely crushed. This is how strong this strategy can be at Townhall 8, absolutely decimating bases even in this hard mode, as it's called. A cheeky little corner Tesla over here at the top section to finish off, but this is definitely one of the strongest strategies at Townhall 8. But we do have 2 other ground-based armies I'm also going to be showing you, just in case those air defenses are a little bit more spread out and you don't think this particular strategy will be viable. So the next strategy we're going to be taking a look at is a real throwback for me. It's actually been a little while since I've done this, but it is Valkyries. We basically have a couple of golems to tank, lots of Valkyries and lots of wizards. It's a pretty simple army, but it is really effective, and Valkyries at Townhall 8 are actually pretty viable. As we start to crawl up the town halls, they get less and less attractive, but down here at Townhall 8 they can be particularly strong. Now, the issue we do tend to find with them is we struggle to get through the back end because there is so many walls, and that is of course why we have the quad Quake in this particular army. You'll see we have 1 rage, 1 poison, and 4 of those earthquake spells. The earthquake spells, of course, you want to make sure you are using to the maximum value, opening up as many compartments as you possibly can. So the aim with this one is to open up this entire core section if we can. It is going to be difficult to get all of those wall sections, but you should be able to achieve it if you get pinpoint accuracy. But let's dive into this attack and we will see just how we go about it. Down go the earthquake spells. You'll see opening up loads of compartments, all major compartments other than this one right here, but we've got plenty of wall breakers, and there is a reason for that, and that's to make sure we push right in here. Going to use a golem on each side with wizards straight in to really start creating that funnel. Very important we get that funnel going nice and early on so our troops go into the core rather than onto the outside. In comes the dragon and balloon from that clan castle, but we do have the poison spell, so we're going to go ahead and drop it down. We also have the rage spell. We're going to rage up our wizards and Valkyries into the core of the base. Here come those wall breakers, and that means all of our troops now have great access straight into the core. If we go ahead and pause this one up here just as we put that skeleton spell in to help do some damage on the back end, the clan castle troops of choice here is going to be an apprentice wizard and a hog rider. You can swap that hog rider out for a wizard and an archer or something like that, but I do like to have the hog rider in there just to help do a little bit more DPS onto some of the early defenses. But the apprentice warden is a great choice with this army because it does help to keep those Valkyries alive for just that little bit longer and allows them to get lots of value. Skeleton spell is a great option as well for your spell in your clan castle because, as you'll see right here, I'm dropping it down right in between these two defenses, and not only is it going to do a good job at tanking them, but it's also going to do a significant amount of damage to them. Continuing to push through to the back end, unfortunately we do get all of this group of wizards clumping up right next to this wizard tower, which isn't looking too healthy. They're probably going to go down, but we still have our king with his ability on full health. We have a couple of golemites still in there. We have a Valkyrie on the back end. King's ability going to pop up there just to try and help us get through nice and quickly on the back end. Apprentice warden, of course, because he sits slightly further back, usually doesn't take very much DPS, and of course he can jump and shoot over walls, so he's going to really help you on the back end of attacks. But you'll see, yeah, it's a 3-star, pretty comfortable there. Of course, those earthquake spells having a massive impact because they did open up so many wall compartments, meant those troops had no problem smashing through the back end of this one, and we get another 3-star here in hard mode using a slightly different army. So the third and final army we're going to be jumping in to take a look at is Goho, golems and hog riders. This, for the longest time, probably has been my favourite strategy at kind of Townhall 8 and Townhall 9. I do really like this, even though dragons probably are stronger and much easier to spam in. I like a strategy with a little bit more skill, and this one definitely delivers. So jumping into this one, there's a few things you're going to want to make sure you keep in the back of your mind. The first thing is hog riders die really, really easily to clan castle troops. So that's dragons, balloons, whatever you might find in the clan castle, typically it's going to destroy hog riders. So the aim here is with our kill squad, so that's with the golems, the wizards and your king, is to take out whatever is in that clan castle, plus a decent chunk of the base. So ideally what we're looking to do here is we're looking to take out a few compartments. The aim is to take out this wizard tower and these two buildings in this compartment, these two buildings in this compartment, and clear these 3 buildings here. And that means all 3 of these compartments are gone, and our hog riders have a nice clear path through to the back end, so our heal spells can get maximum value. The only issue with this is the clan castle may not be lured until later on in the attack, and of course we want to take down the clan castle troops with our kill squad. So you'll see later on in the attack, I drop down a Hog Rider to lure it over. But let's get into the attack and we'll show you how to do it. I'm going to start off with a Golem slightly further out just to test for any Teslas and a couple of Wizards in behind. Same thing over on the back end, and you'll see already we are creating that funnel. Very important we do create that funnel because we don't want our troops to walk. We want them to go into these 3 compartments we've targeted and do as much damage as possible. Now when it comes to wall breakers, you'll see 2 of them coming in right here. It takes 2 wall breakers at Townhall 8 to destroy a wall, so it's important to keep that in the back of your mind because in this specific army we actually only have 6 wall breakers in total, which means we're going to be able to open up potentially 3 sections of walls, but if they do hit bombs or they get taken out early, you might miss out on that. But we get pretty good here. You see we get 1 compartment open, 2 compartments open, and the 3rd is going to be open right there. So we get all 3 compartments open, which is perfect. Hog Rider now going to be coming in to lure out that CC, and right now we are sitting pretty comfortably. King should walk into this middle compartment. We've got a Golem on either side with a few Wizards just helping to tank, and we're going to use that rage spell wherever our troops are needing it. And in this specific example, we don't have too many Wizards helping to take down the clan castle troops, so we're going to use that rage spell to make sure that 1 or 2 Wizards in there are going to take it down. Poison spell, of course, going to go down on the clan castle troops as well. King's ability going to go off right there, and we have completely wiped out, once this air defense goes down, all of these compartments. Down goes the dragon from the clan castle. Balloon is just about to go down as well. Now you'll see on this bottom section we do have the Barbarian King. Don't stress about the Barbarian King because typically he is not going to be too much of an issue, and that's why we bring the skeleton spell. The skeleton spell on the back end, its job is to tank defenses, yes, but if the king is still alive, its job is to tank him and help take him down. So that's what that spell is for. If you get the king with your kill squad, brilliant. You've got a bonus, you can basically swag that skeleton spell, but if you don't, that is what that spell is intended for. And you'll see we are now going to get our Hog Riders in. First thing to keep in mind with Hog Riders, they will take damage pretty quickly, so don't be scared to use your heal spells. I'm going to sprinkle them in. I don't want to use too many at once, and again we're going to see that Apprentice Warden coming in to make sure we try and just maintain as much health on these Hog Riders as possible. I also find with the Apprentice Warden it's much easier to get through giant bombs and stuff because they can do significant damage. Here comes our second heal spell, making sure we cover as many defenses as possible, and that skeleton spell, as I said, there it is in the middle of the base, taking down the Barbarian King. Apprentice Warden helping these Hog Riders through the back end. Somehow we actually missed the double cannon over here. Looks like there was a giant bomb, so potentially the Hog Riders I did put in to get that unfortunately got taken down early, but we end up completely crushing this base. We got great value from our kill squad, like I said, making sure we kind of clear enough compartments so our Hog Riders have a nice clear path and we can get maximum value from those heal spells. Hog Rider is going to easily tidy up the back end of this one, so we will just speed through it, but this is the third and final example of 3 awesome strategies you guys can use at Townhall 9 here in hard mode. So let me know down in the comments which one of these 3 do you think you will be using in the new hard mode. For me, probably going to be that Zap Dragons because it is so good. But if you did enjoy this video, make sure you leave a like and subscribe for lots more future content here on the Townhall.